Why, hello everybody, it's me, Jessica, Health Fitness Program Manager from Miter McLean, and I'm here today to do this awesome HIIT workout with you. We got a great HIIT circuit. If you have weights at home and you have a variety of weights, I recommend you grab 2 light weights. If you don't have light weights, maybe grabbing some cans. Honestly, you don't have to have anything in your hand. Those will be for our combat sit-ups, just to find a little extra oomph in your punches. And if you have some sort of ankle buck, medium weight or heavy weight, everything else that we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be holding the weight in both of our hands together. So gather whatever props you feel like you need today. I encourage you to put on some great energizing music to find your water. We're gonna get started in 2 minutes. 2 minutes at 12:15 with a nice warm up before I show you what's up for today. Hey Will, are you ready to watch me sweat? I hope so. Okay. I think that works. I got my light weights, I got a medium weight, and I got a heavy. Okay, it's your choice if you're wearing shoes. Oh, I have 2 cups of water, lucky me. For today's workout, I'm not wearing shoes because we all know I have a difficult neighbor. But sometimes wearing those shoes can really help you find a little bit more stability and support in your feet. So if you have found that balance can be an issue, or you're really pronating or whatnot over, remember what the other term right now is, for your feet when you're rolling in or out, then wearing those shoes, especially in squats so you can be stable on the floor, might be something that you would want to consider for today. You don't have to do any jumps in today's workouts. You're encouraged to if you can. I wish I could. It's 12:15. Okay, let's all start by having a little water before we even get started. Maybe if you're like me, your water goals. The intention is there, but meeting that intention is sometimes a challenge. Right, Fred? Right. Thanks, Lady Bird. Okay, so we're just gonna get started off like usual with just a couple shoulder circles. Just starting to wake our bodies up from getting away from our desk, from whatever our other responsibilities were. Start to press into all 4 corners of your feet, heels, balls of your feet. Change the direction of those shoulder circles. See if you can already find some engagement in your legs. Just waking things up, holding that belly in. Awesome. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Just find a big stretch. Turn your thumbs towards the back of the room. Try to find length from your waist, not just shoulders coming up towards your ears. And exhale, bring your arms down to the floor. Let's do 4 more. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bring those arms down. Last 3, arms up overhead on your inhale. Just working to move slow right now. Changing our breath. Final 2. Last one. Keep those arms up overhead. Pull your belly in nice and tight. We're just going to rain forward down towards the floor. If you can reach the floor, great. If you can't reach the floor, just start to find some movement in your hips, even if you're grabbing your opposite elbow. Allow your head to relax heavy down towards the floor. It's better off to bring a little bit more weight into your heels. Keep a slightly bent knee than to bring all the weight into your toes. Great, and then slowly, gently roll it all the way back up. We're gonna do some twists now. So just twisting side to side, bringing your hands, palms in line with your chest. Think about driving that elbow behind you. And we're gonna add a knee drive in 3, 2, opposite knee to elbow, lift it up. 3, 2, opposite knee to elbow. Awesome. Find your own pace right here. Find the range of motion that works best for you. Make sure you have your stomach sucked in. You're still creating length through the spine of the crown of your head. Let's do 2 more on each side. And 1. Great. Shake those shoulders out once more. Come on down towards the end of your mat. Pull your belly in nice and tight. We're going to hinge forward and walk it out into an inchworm. Just taking a moment in plank, bringing your hips down, bringing the weight forward so heels stack on top of the balls of your feet, and sending your hips back up towards the ceiling and walking it in. Keep as straight of a leg as you can. Totally okay if you find you need to bend your knees right here. Because then when you get your hands, palms under your chest and you pull your head forward, you can press through your heels again and straighten those legs out. 3 more. Really think about squeezing those glutes, finding that contraction of the core, pulling your belly in nice and tight. It's going to also help activate your back. We got 1 more after this. We're going to stay in that plank position and we're going to work into a hip opener from down here. So walk yourself out 1 more time. Go ahead, take a nice deep inhale and bring your right foot forward. You can either bring your back knee down towards the floor and untuck your toes. You want to make sure you're shifting the weight forward. You might not have been able to step your right foot as far forward as me, and that's totally okay. Just working to get your heel or the arch of your foot underneath of the knee, and then pushing those hips forward so you can feel a stretch in the back leg, particularly in the hip flexor area, a little bit more in the glute of whichever leg you have in front. Change. Come on back into your plank and bring your opposite leg forward. Untuck those toes if you need to, or you can stay lifted if it feels good for you. Do your best to square your hips with your back, bringing that weight forward 1 more time. So good. Tuck those back toes under, bring your hands, palms back to the floor, and walk your feet all the way up towards your hands. 1 more moment in this generous angle. Shake your head. 1 knee and then the other, just shaking it out, and then slowly, gently roll yourself up. Cool. Time for you to come into either a lateral side-to-side step tap, a boxer shuffle, or maybe some jumping jacks or the Freddy, however you can start to get that heart rate up. And keep it up while I show you what our 7 moves are of the day, and they're right over here. Great. Okay, so first up, with your medium or heavy weight, we're going to go for a back lunge with a twist. So remember, if you're not going for a full lunge, you can always just go for a step back. You want the weight in your front heel, back ball of the foot. You're going to bring those arms up to chest height and twist in the direction of whichever knee you have bent. And then switch. If you need to, you can bring the weight back in towards your chest. I know it can be hard to keep it out in this lateral hold. Bring it back in and just switch each time. All right, the next move, we're gonna do squat pulses with either a hop or a knee drive. So feet nice and wide, heels behind toes, and knees in the direction that your toes are pointing. You're gonna come on down and squat 2, 3, then come on up. If you can give yourself a jump, you jump it out. If you can't give yourself a jump, you're gonna come up and press all the way up onto your toes for a moment. Move number 3, combat sit-ups. So this is one where you can use weights if you have them. We're going for more of a traditional style sit-up today. You know, we don't do them very often. So ground your heels towards the floor, pull your belly in tight. We're gonna sit ourselves up, and at the top, you're just gonna punch in each direction. I encourage you to change which arm you have punching. This is gonna help us reach a little bit more into your obliques. If you have trouble making that sit up happen because your abs just aren't strong enough to pull you up, you can always bring your arms up overhead with those nice straight arms. I know, I'm sorry, I can't straighten my arms to demo. You can use that to help pull yourself up a little bit with momentum and then still punch up at the top. Next up we have dolphin push-up or saw. Dolphin push-up is the slightly more challenging move, I believe, where you have your forearms down on the mat, you send your hips up towards the ceiling, and then you come forward into your plank, and then you send your hips back up towards the ceiling. If you want to work just as hard, maybe not quite just as hard, different challenge, you can have your hands down on the mat, and instead of lifting those hips up, just press through the balls of the feet and bring your body forward and backward. And if you need to do this one on your knees, that's totally fine too. Just think about pressing into the elbows, a little bit of activation of the chest, really trying to work those shoulders, especially if you're doing dolphin. Next we have a kneeling weighted get up. If standing up from kneeling is a challenge for you, no weight. If standing up from kneeling is not a challenge for you, you're going to step 1 foot forward, stand up, and then making 90-degree angles with your legs, just switch. If having the weight at your shoulder is also very easy and you can keep your spine straight, you can have your arm up overhead, challenge your core a little bit more, but really focus on stepping back. It's kind of like a lunge, but kneeling. Okay. Then we have a single leg weighted V-up. I hope you can mostly see me if I turn in this direction. Okay, so this time we are going to use the weight for a pull. To help everyone out, we're going to do one leg at a time. You're going to pull your belly in. As those arms come up overhead, you lift a leg, try and tap your toe with your foot. We're going to do one leg the first set, other leg the second set, and then we'll switch it up for round 3. You don't have to use a weight for that weighted V-up. You can always just use your arms. Next up, last move. We've got squat thrusters with malasana. Squat thrusters are one of the moves in the Minor Olympics, so just helping you guys prepare. So coming to the top of your mat for this one, you're gonna bring your hands down to the floor and either jump or hop back, and either jump or hop forward, lift your hands up, lift up, and then back down. Yay! Who's ready to work those legs and hips big time today? Me. Is that already sweat? I think it is. Okay. First up is that back lunge with the twist. We start in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. Step back, twist in the direction of whichever leg you have forward. Make sure you're stepping back with control. Bringing that back knee down towards the floor. Move nice and slow. The more intention that you create with your movement, the more that you're engaging those muscles, the better results you're going to see, as opposed to just throwing your arms around. Focus on that form first. If you have any questions, take a break. You know you got Will in the chat. All right, next up we got that squat pulse, triple squat pulse with the hop. We're pressing up to the toes. You get 20 seconds of rest between moves today, so you really can push yourself as hard as possible for 40 seconds of work. 3, 2, 1. Weight in your heels. Come on down. 1, 2, 3. Press up. Land as softly as you can. So first you land maybe on your toes, and then transfer the weight into your heels. Be controlled here in your pulses. So not just bobbing up and down, easy peasy, or remember you're pressing up onto your toes. You are pulsing with control. Weight in your heels. Remember, it's not just about speed. And it can still be highly intense. Oh, the burning. 3 seconds left. Don't stop. Till now. Oi, come on down to the floor. Grab hold of those weights in your hands. Combat sit-ups. If you can keep the weights at your chest unless you need those arms overhead, lat pull over to help make the move happen. Pull your belly in, lower back press to the floor, glue your feet and begin. Sit up, reach to the opposite sides, punch. Remember, you're trying to change which arm you're punching with each time. You're also really working to keep that belly in nice and tight and lower yourself down with control. So it's fast on the way up, so a little bit slower controlled on the way down. Find as much range of motion in your punch as you can. We're hitting those obliques as we twist. Feel free to apply as much pressure into your heels as you need to also help you take a break, lift yourself up. You're gonna turn over. We've either got that dolphin push-up, so a forearm plank, it's like down dog and plank, or you're just hanging out in your plank and bringing the weight forward and back in 3, 2, 1. If you're doing this dolphin push-up, having your hands palms together can help a little bit with stability. I want you to really focus on getting those hips back in line with the rest of your body. Think about drawing a line with your eyes forward and back. Really pressing those elbows into the floor. Driving those hips up towards the ceiling. Still elbows pressed into the floor to help you find that stability and control. Keep breathing. How high can you send those hips? You made it. What's next? The kneeling get up. So we can stay right here on the floor. You can grab that quick sip of water if you want it. You've got 10 seconds. If you've never done this before, I encourage you to try it without a weight. And begin. So creating that 90-degree angle and then stepping up. And then reaching back, ball of the foot down, knee down. Bring your opposite knee to match it. You can switch each time you come up. Really set that intention of properly placing your feet, finding that space on the floor. You're stepping up with the weight in your front heel, and you're coming down, oopsie doodles, ball of the foot coming down. Make sure that belly is still pulled tight, your chest is open, your shoulder blades are squeezed towards each other. Yay! Single leg, weighted, V-ups are next. 2 more moves, and then a break. Lay on down, bring those arms up overhead, hold on to your weight by the head of the weight. So try not to throw your arms all the way up and then your legs. Can you keep your biceps by your ears? Find out. Right now, I believe. Go for it, we're in it to win it. Same leg, we're reaching towards the same leg this time. So you can press your opposite heel down towards the floor. Really try and lift that body up into a V as much as possible. So everything coming up towards the ceiling, hitting those lower abs a bit more than our last move by involving our legs as well. Yay! All right, stay close to the floor. We got the squat throat with malasana. You can stand all the way up if you want to. Maybe you want to start right here in your malasana, just hanging out. We start in 3, 2, 1. So hands come to the floor. You either step or jump back, step or jump forward. Bring the weight towards your heels if you can. And then again. So you can keep things nice and easy. Having those feet really wide can make your squat a little bit easier. Think about turning your toes out to a 45-degree angle. And ask yourself, can you add in a hop? Maybe towards the back, maybe towards the front, maybe you just try it one time. Maybe it doesn't work for you, and maybe it did. Three seconds left. 2, 1. Yay! Oh, let's take a solid 2 minutes to ourselves just to shake it out. Find whatever stretches feel good for you. Try not to just completely stop moving. It's a water break. It's a 2-minute water break. Great news, round 1 is done. Two to go. Woo, 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 woo. That's what Fred likes to say. Makes me think of, one of the local radio stations is like, PG County, whoa, 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 whoa. Y'all know what I mean if you're local. Okay, you got 1 more minute to yourself to just shake it out. Come to your mat like it's super fresh, like you haven't done this at all yet today, but like, whoa, it's so cool. You know the moves. You know the moves. But we're bringing the same drive that you found in round 1 into round 2. I think I hate this tank top. Yay! I do this clothing yoga delivery box. I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not advertising that right now, but if you want to reach out, I'm happy to tell you. And they send you 3 items of clothing. I do it every 2 months. Sometimes I really hate the clothes. And you can't really send them back, so if you're interested, I like to give them away to friends. Definitely solid reasons to reach out to me. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and get into round 2. So we've got that back lunge with a twist. Challenge yourself. Maybe try a slightly heavier weight this time. There's only a little bit of time that you have that full arm extension in front of you. And if you need to, you can always switch it up, put it down. All right, we start in 3, 2, 1. Back lunge with a twist. So find that lunge. Twist it out, take your time. Stand up, opposite. We're keeping that weight in front of you, but if you're keeping the weight in front of you, you want to make sure that your weight isn't so heavy that it's weighing you down towards the front. So taking the opportunity as you step back to bring things back in towards your chest, just a teeny little reset for your upper body, for your shoulders. Oops, back knee towards the floor. Whoa. Yay! All right, we've got the squat pulses with a hop or pressing up onto those toes. 10 seconds till we get started. Hopefully you have some great music on. Keep you motivated. Begin right now. So remember, 1, 2 in control. Weight in your heels and then press up. You just lift up an inch. Whew. This is a challenging one, so you might find you need to take an extra little break, and that's okay. Take that breath and come on back down. Bring that weight back to your heels, or you might just be pressing up to your toes. You got less than 10 seconds to go, so don't stop right here. Make sure those hips are shifting back. Oh my God, we made it. Wow. Come on down to the floor. Back to those combat sit-ups. Open those feet for a nice stable base. Glue them down towards the floor. Pull your belly button back towards your spine. Lower back, press into the mat, and begin. So lifting yourself up, using those abs, crunch and punch. Slowly lower down. Can you switch to the opposite side? Really think too about pulling your shoulders away from your ears. Still working to find that length in your spine. No rounding. Or the best of not rounding that you can do. All you can do is your best. With challenge comes change. If you keep joining me every week, man, I've heard from some people who've been taking these classes we offer, take a break, and are really seeing some gains in their strength. Are you now a master planker? Then join the Miter Olympics. Okay, next up we have push-ups or saw. Miter Olympics, squat thrusters, planks, burpees. Let's get into that dolphin. Here we go. So hips up towards the ceiling, pull it forward, or go back. Or maybe you're doing that saw, demo little saw, just right here, pressing through the balls of the feet, bringing those shoulders forward and back, staying in a nice straight line. If you're doing this dolphin push-up, make sure you're contracting those glutes, coming down into that plank and still pulling those shoulders forward though. Eyes come forward. Oh, take a break. Kneeling, get up is next. Oh. Grab hold of your weight, opposite hand this time. I think this is my opposite hand. 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right, it's the second set. So you know yourself a little bit better. You know how your core is feeling. And if you're getting up and it's feeling like wobbly, don't be using this weight. And if you're getting up and things are staying straight, think about maybe extending that arm up overhead, challenging your abs, your core a little bit more to stabilize yourself, still working to keep everything in line. Finding these 90-degree angles with your legs, setting that intention. Just like that back lunge we first started with. Take a break. Single leg weighted V-up. Take your time. 5 seconds before we get started. 3, 2, opposite leg this time. Opposite leg. Coming up with control, really finding that reach up towards the ceiling, both with your toe if you can, and your upper body. If this toe is not stretching up towards the ceiling, can you drive your knee towards your chest? Just to get that lower leg involved. Even if you are swinging yourself up and then driving your knee towards your chest, zero shame. Day by day we get stronger, it gets easier. Take a break. Last move. Wow, this workout's fast today, you guys. Last move is our squat thruster with our malasana. Squat, 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 squats for everybody. All right, begin. So you're stepping or jumping back, stepping or jumping forward. You might want to even have your hands a little bit wider on the floor than you would for a normal plank or push-up, just to really be that stable base. So maybe even hands a little wider than shoulders with distance apart. And then lift them up. Do your best to really drop your butt and lift your chest. Great news, we made it. 2 minutes to yourself. Find whatever stretches and water that your body needs. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Think about slowing down your exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. Calm down your nervous system, bring your heart rate down a little bit. Also, if that ended and you feel like, focus your eyes on just one spot. Relax your mind, come back to your breath. Wow, we're gonna take 1 more minute. Justify whatever feels good for us, whatever stretches you want to do before round 3. And then we're going to stretch it out together. And we're going to be done. Oh, I started my timer for class late, and I thought we still had like 25 minutes to go. Great news. We've got about 15. Perfect timing. I was going to make you do this a 4th time. You're welcome. You know what though? If you have time and you can hit rewind and you can do this a 4th round, the only person that it's going to make better is you. No reason not to do it. But also, if you find you only have time for these 2 rounds, way to show up, y'all. You do what you can. It is not all or nothing. It is the best that you have today. Okay, let's stand on up. Last time through, back lunge with a twist. Grab hold of whatever challenging weight you're going to use if you have a weight, or just really focus on opening that chest, getting that back activated while in that lunge. And rotate. Feels good. 3, 2, begin. Alternating those legs. Maybe twisting a little bit extra this time. Maybe an extra bit of hold right here with your lateral front raise and rotation. Back knee down towards the floor. Keep that chest lifted. Turn sideways for you. Remember, if you have any questions about form, especially for our Olympics, take a break. We're doing Zoom sessions twice a week. Kenley on Tuesdays at noon. I got you Thursday mornings at 8 a.m. So feel free to come in. Say hi. Show me what any of your moves look like. Okay, next up, squat pulses. Squat pulses with a hop or toe press. Begin. Control that pulse. Weight in your heels. 2. Lift and lower. And hop or press. 1, 2. Keep that chin away from your chest. Lift up. Back to your heels. 3. Booties low. 1. Work until just find that inch of lift and lower. Weight in your heels. 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 Okay, we got 10 seconds left. 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Can you do one more? Here it is. Last one. Good work. Okay. Hit the floor. Combat sit-ups. I know. We got some good practice for getting on and off the floor today too, especially with those kneeling get-ups. And begin. So important to work on being able to get up off of the floor without using your hands. So these crunches are going to help that by building that ab strength. And that kneeling get-up really helps as well, making you focus a little bit more on balance and stability, challenging those hips, those glutes. Keep those shoulders pulled away from your ears. Use your breath. Finding that exhale as you come up. Beautiful inhale on the way down. Can you punch a little bit more to the side wall? Beautiful. Kneeling get up. All right, you guys, we're gonna switch which weight we have. The hand in halfway through if you're using a weight. Your choice if you want that arm straight up overhead. Keep that straight line though, don't compromise. And begin. Make sure you're still finding that 90-degree angles. So if you're using a mat, you're probably stepping out towards the top of the mat and your foot is coming down behind the back. Ball of the foot coming down behind you. Switch which weight, which arm you have the weight in. That's right, halfway through. Hands hand at your hip does help a little bit with that balance, especially if you have that arm straight overhead. 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Single leg V-ups. This time we'll switch which leg we're kicking to each time. 3, 2, 1, begin. Remember, if the straight leg is not honoring you, if you're starting to feel tired, drive that knee in towards your chest. But still reach up towards the ceiling. Find that half of a letter V with your upper body. Control on the way down. You can hear me using my breath, that powerful exhale to find that lift. Take a break. Great news, you guys. Last move of the day. Last move, last move. One more time for squat thrusters, AKA the easy burpee. The easy burpee. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. So hop or jump forward or back, hands lift up, drop that butt, hands come back to the floor, step or jump back. Do your best. I know it's hard because you don't see yourself, to get those hips back down for a moment before you hop back up. Did we forget the dolphin push-up? I think we did. I'm sorry. We'll do it right after this, just what you wanted to do. Oops. 3, 2, 1. Yay. Oh, I'm so sorry to have your hands on the floor in this plank form for 2 moves in a row, but you're worth it. Hello, shoulders. Wake up. All right, get ready for your dolphin push-up or saw in 3, 2. This one's the last move of the day. Those feet a little bit wider, just like we had our hands a little bit wider for our squat thrust. Can help, especially if you're going for this dolphin. Almost there, you guys. Press into those elbows. I know it's getting sweaty. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Go ahead, bring your knees down to the floor. Send your hips back towards your heels. We'll just come right into our stretching, coming right into child's pose. You can walk those hands as far forward, tap your fingers on the floor to help find that stretch in your shoulders. Or feel free to take that generous bend of your elbows. We're just gonna hang out here, slow down our breath, bring our heart rates down. Hopefully drip some sweat all over whatever's underneath of you. Great, let's pull it forward into kind of like an up dog, baby cobra. So walking those legs back, separating your feet, pressing that pubic mound down, pressing into your hands, palms, and stretch your eyes, nose, chin up towards the ceiling. Focus on pushing your pubic mound down towards the mat first, and then squeeze those shoulder blades together to send the stretch a little bit further up your back. And change. Lift your hips up, walk your hands in underneath of your chest. We're going to come onto tabletop and just cat-cow it out from right here. So pressing your hands, palms into the mat, looking towards your knees or your chest, finding that big rounding in your back like an angry Halloween cat. And then finding that arch, dropping that belly, shifting your hips, holding your chin Eyes, nose up towards the ceiling and shoulders from your ears. Feel free to take a couple cycles of breath in each part of this posture, both cat and then cow, or if it feels better for you, you can change your breath each time you come through. We're just cooling ourselves down here. Sweat in the eye. Nice. Let's come on into that neutral tabletop. Shake those hips out for just a second. Turn your chin towards that right shoulder. Look towards your right hip. Let's go ahead, press into your left hand palm. Lift your right hand up, stretch it towards the back of the room. Turn your hand out so your thumb is facing up towards the ceiling. Find a little extra stretch through those fingertips, decompressing those shoulders a little. And then relax your right hand back down towards the floor. Equally press the weight into both hands palms and turn your chin towards your left shoulder. Just take a couple breaths right here first, and then ground your right hand into the floor. Lift your left hand up, reach it back in the direction of your heels, thumb facing up towards the ceiling. Stretch through the fingers, pull shoulders away from ears, and change. Great, we're going to go ahead right here from tabletop and bring our right foot forward and shift the weight forward right here, coming back into those hip flexor stretches. So again, make sure you're getting your knee stacked above your heel or arch of your foot. You can even brace your leg against your arm for a little bit more stability here. Maybe pressing your inner knee towards the outside of your arm while still shifting forward. Pull your shoulders from your ears. And change. You can send your hips back. You can wiggle or walk that foot back, and let's get the opposite foot up towards the top. Shift the weight forward. Pull your shoulders from your ears. Try to eliminate some of the rounding from your back. Just try. I know it can be hard, especially with our hands on the floor. Great, let's go ahead, tuck those back toes under, lift your right foot up, send your left foot back to meet with your right, hips up towards the ceiling, walk your feet towards your hands or your hands towards your feet. We'll take another moment right here in this awesome, generous dangle. So you can bend your knees as much as you want to, especially if you're feeling a lot of tightness along the back of your legs. And take your time with your breath, with your exhale. Slowly start to shift a little bit more weight forward towards your toes, sending those hips up towards the ceiling and your hairline down towards the floor. Look down between your two big toes as opposed to towards the wall behind you. And then see if you can relax your shoulders from your ears. Might feel good to grab hold of your opposite elbow or even grab hold of your elbow behind your legs if that flexibility is there for you. All right, let's bring our hands back towards the floor. Separate your feet out a little bit wider. Go ahead, bend your knees, come back into a modified squat and bring your hands palms to the squat. So sort of like malasana that we were doing before. Drop your right shoulder down. Bring your left shoulder back. And change, bring your left shoulder down. And bring your right shoulder back. One more time on each side. Pressing into the inner thigh, just to help create that bigger stretch on the back. Glutes sent towards the back of the room. And then slowly roll it all the way up, one vertebrae at a time. When you get to the top, stack your head over your heart, shoulders over hips, turn your hands, palms out. Inhale those arms all the way up overhead, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. 2 more times. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, relax them down. Ooh, crunching and cracking in shoulders. Inhale up overhead. Exhale, relax them down and interlace fingers behind your back. Pull your hands palms together as much as feels good for you. Stretch those knuckles down towards the floor. You can even stretch your chin towards your chest, bringing that stretch back towards our shoulders. Might even want to rotate a little bit left and right, right and left. Send the stretch a little bit more down your back. And release, interlace those fingers in front of you. Push your hands forward. Find that rounding of your back once more, similar to cat. Chin tucks toward the chest. Navel draws back towards spine. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, relax and release your arms down by your side. Awesome, you guys. We've got a minute to spare. What are you gonna do? Shake it out. Cool. Thank you guys so much for coming and pushing yourselves in today's HIIT circuit. So many of the moves today, like I said before, are similar or great ways to prepare or improve your performance for the MITRE Olympics, which are happening right now. This week's almost over. We've only got 2 more weeks to get on our leaderboard. We're gonna give you a certificate. Like, we just want to see how far you can come. And the most important person to challenge is yourself. So compete against you, compete against others, whatever you find fun to do. If you have questions or concerns, please let me know. As always, I'm Jessica, the Health Fitness Program Manager for MITRE McLean. Keep drinking water and have a really awesome day.